My granddad was a larger-than-life preacher from a town called Paved, located in the great state of Texas. And while his congregation started off as modest, it quickly grew to be one of the largest congregations in all Texas, which by virtue means it was one of the largest congregations in all the United States. In fact, on any given Sunday, tens of thousands of people would come from all over just to hear Granddad preach, for no other reason than he was so damn good at it. And also to worship the Lord, but Granddaddy was the star attraction. He shared the spotlight with absolutely no one on Sunday, well, except Jesus, of course.
Somebody shout glory!
Well, anyways, as the story goes, one day Granddaddy received a letter from the insurance company which held the policy over his church, informing him that as senior leader of the church, it was his obligation to take emergency preparedness courses, including but not limited to Heimlich maneuver training. Now, keep in mind, this is 1958 we're talking about here, and back then not everyone knew what the hell the Heimlich maneuver was. But Granddad, not wanting to make a fuss, heeded the letter and drove all the way from Chafed up to Dallas for the Heimlich maneuver training. Now, what actually did transpire while Granddad was in Dallas is as much speculation as it is anything else, but I do believe it is safe to say that Granddad's conservative Christian Texan sensibilities were deeply offended when he saw the Heimlich maneuver for the very first time. You see, Granddad had absolutely no idea what the Heimlich maneuver was going into it. He had never seen it demonstrated before. And for that matter, he had never seen one grown man wrap his arms around another grown man while pressing his front side up against that man's backside for any reason that could not be construed as some sort of gay act between two men. And being that Granddad was the conservative Christian Texan preacher that he was, as you may have guessed, a stone-cold homophobe. And well, the whole Heimlich maneuver training seminar really must have rocked his world and upset him something fierce. For Grandmama said that when he got home, he went straight to the liquor cabinet, grabbed a large bottle of wild whiskey, then went into his office where he sat and stewed and drank cup after cup of whiskey, thinking about what he saw until Granddad was, as they say in Texas, plumb shit-faced drunk. That very next Sunday, Granddad showed up to church shot out of a cannon, still fuming about what he had saw in Dallas. And with his fist in the air and lips flapping faster than the words could come out of his mouth, gave a rousing sermon about the evils of the Heimlich maneuver and how it was undoubtedly the gayest of all life-saving maneuvers, surely sent here by Satan himself to turn good Christian men into homosexual sinners. Now, no one sitting in church that day really knew what Granddad was carrying on about, because the concept of the Heimlich maneuver was new and foreign to them. But if Granddad said he was sent here by the devil and an affront to all Christians, well, that's all they needed. And so the very next day, a group of loyal parishioners went to the town courthouse and led a small but boisterous protest against the giving and or receiving of the Heimlich, and demanded it be made illegal to protect against the rampant spread of gayness, and also to protect the souls of the children and the good folks living within the town of Chafed. And so, under pressure from the townsfolk, less than 1 week after Granddad made that rousing sermon, the town of Chafed banned the giving and or receiving of the Heimlich maneuver and made the act punishable by up to 6 months in prison and or $1,000 fine, which in those days was a whole shitload of money. And so, out of fear of breaking the law and or being labeled some kind of gay guy, from that moment on, if someone was choking to death, you had to save their life in what they called the old-fashioned way, which is to stick your hand down their throat and try to remove whatever's choking them to death with your fingers, which rarely ended well.
Thank you.
In the years that followed, perhaps foreseeable yet undoubtedly unintended consequence of the Heimlich maneuver ban reared its ugly head in the form of hundreds upon hundreds of chafed residents meeting their maker as a result of otherwise preventable choking-related deaths. In the spring of 2009, some 51 years and untold number of preventable choking-related deaths later, the City Council of Che finally did see the errors of its ways and voted to repeal the ban on the giving and/or receiving of the Heimlich maneuver. But the damage was done, and the gay connotations and stigma surrounding the Heimlich maneuver still resonate to this day. Just earlier this year, with choking-related deaths still at all-time record highs, the City Council of Che launched an ad campaign to extol the virtues of the Heimlich maneuver to its citizens, even going so far as to erect a giant billboard and put a trailer with Jesus' face endorsing the Heimlich on the main road coming and going from town. But sentiments being what they are, both that billboard and the trailer have been horribly vandalized and defaced. Hell, even Jesus was paintballed and had a dog shit bomb thrown at him. Even to this day, Chafe leads the nation, if not the world, in preventable choking-related deaths. And if you ever want to know how someone died in Chafe, you just go to the coroner's office and count their toes. If they got all their toes, they died from choking. If they don't got all their toes, they died from diabetes. Because that's pretty much the only two ways people die in the town of Chafe. And I can't help but feel Granddad played a part in all that.